Oh yes, many, many people will love the New World Order and the New World Religion and the new world of entertainment that will be erected in place of the old Roman circus in order to keep the populace entertained and diverted. Mindless. Libraries will be filled with the new history books and the new politically correct dogma of the new politically correct world and the new politically correct religion. And everywhere you look, you will see the symbols of the generative force, the phallus of Osiris, the representation of the old god of Babylon, Baal, Nimrod. Isis will be everywhere. You see, for Osiris is the doctrine, Isis is the church. Horus is the great body of initiates that will rule you. They call themselves wolves. And of course, dear listeners, you are the sheep, the legal and lawful prey of the wolves. A nation or world of people who will not use their intelligence are no better than animals who do not have intelligence. Such people are beasts of burden, and yes, stakes on the table by choice and consent. If we didn't love you here, we would not say these things to you. Please wake up. Good night, and God bless you all.
And that was made in the mid-90s, before ISIS was even thought about, heard about, thought up, whatever. And he was already telling you ISIS was coming into the future. And then he was murdered. Look him up. He's a great patriot, gives a lot of information, and you should be checking out some of his work. Read some of the things he's talked about, because a lot of the things he's talked about in the 80s and 90s before he was murdered just after 9/11 by the FBI has come true now, and it's out in the open, and it's 25 years later, 30 years later, what was debatable and called lunatic and conspiracy back in the 1980s and 1990s and 2022 has all come true, right? So you can see the government's taken over. They're authoritarian in nature, right? Your rights have been stripped away. You should check that out. Now, here's what's up next on Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, another exciting episode. The Bitcoin, the XRP. Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, and a quick update here. You can see Bitcoin this morning has pumped up nicely like we talked about. When you get near this 36,000, you can get a nice little run up to the 200-day moving average, and that's exactly what happened. But nothing has changed. If you're trying to get bullish in Bitcoin, you got to get over this 200-day, get back on top of these, and move up. You're going to have to get up over this area. This is all just a bearish rally, right? You come up, you hit up to 200, and then you come back down. Similar to this, you overshot a little bit, but came right down and made new lows. This is the same thing. This is going to step down, and I believe your next move in Bitcoin is going to be you get topped out up in here, and you come on down, and you actually hit this $36,800 mark. And XRP, you can see it's doing the same thing. We're near that underneath support at 61 cents that we've been calling for. It almost hit it to a T. Now you're getting a little bounce back, right? Like you like to do. You get a little bit of short covering. You get an oversold rally. And then this too could also, as a 200-day, is going to be trending down like this, right? You could trade up a little bit up into the 200-day or this old 67 cents area of upper resistance now. They used to be lower support. You could come up against there, and this would be a classic. Often, but not always, at back test, hits the 200-day in green that's descending, and then it comes down and actually hits the 61 cents, and then quite possibly breaks even lower, as I think you're coming to 47 cents next. XLM is the same thing on a quick morning update here, as I got some work going on. Just wanted to give you a little update. I think this, too, if you're going to bounce up, it's going to be the 200-day that gets you rejected, just like back here. You can see we called that getting rejected by the 200-day in green right there. If this does any kind of bounce, I think this is where you get topped out, the 200-day, and your next move in XLM, I believe, is coming back down here at 17 cents, and then eventually you're going to trade over to this blue ring at about 16 cents, and that'll be where your next major move comes from. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love.